Hey everyone, welcome to Be a Tech Pro. I'm Kevin, and today we're talking about the 7 most used terms in the data industry right now. Let's check it out. So let's jump right into it. At number 7, we have data governance. This is the process of managing security, availability, as well as usability of data within an organization. As quantity of data has increased, the need for data governance has become more and more important in organizations. Just because data exists within your business doesn't mean that everyone should have access to the same amount of data. You need to limit access for external and internal parties as well. A good way of ensuring that this is done is to appoint a data governance team. This team will be the go-to team in the event of any data breaches or concerns. They will also create the guidelines for effective data management within your business. At number 6, we have data science. This is the study of data to extract important details about your organization. This is where you get told that based on your data, we can see that something has happened for reason A and something else will happen for reason B. This will include collection, prep, and of course analysis of data. Some of the tools being used here would be Spark, Hive, Hadoop, SQL, Python, and R. The people who do this are called data scientists, but you won't find them wearing white lab coats. At number 5, we have data engineering. Generally, you'll find that the data engineers will create these systems, also known as pipelines, which then get data which get used by data scientists and data analysts alike. Typically use the following tools: data streaming such as Kafka and Azure Event Hub, NoSQL, SQL, data lakes, blobs, and there's also a good chance that you'll use cloud tools as well, which then brings us to number 4, cloud computing. In a nutshell, cloud computing is using someone else's servers and resources in order to create your product or do your work. Setting up servers is a pain and can be very expensive, especially when you consider that most people don't use the full power of their servers, so it's a waste of money for power which you're actually not going to use. With cloud computing, you get virtual servers spec'd accordingly to your current needs. If you need it to be increased, then it's a simple config change which you can either do manually or you can let the server scale itself up and down automatically as the demand increases or decreases. The 3 most popular cloud computing hosts are Microsoft Azure, Amazon AWS, and Google Cloud. There are many others, but these are the 3 which are leading the pack. It's not only servers, they give you databases, data lakes, data analytics solutions, AI services, networking, security, access control, and more. It's a lot and can save you time and money as opposed to setting up all these things yourself. Be warned though, if you haven't configured your setup correctly or if you move up the tiers, it can become very expensive and can cost you an arm and a leg, sometimes even 2 arms. And this is no joke. Well, the arm part is a joke. But I've been hit with a massive bowl before because I left servers running for too long. I live to tell the tale, but be careful. Cloud computing is great for people who need more storage. Many businesses don't have enough storage space for the volume of data coming in on a regular basis. So this leads us to number 3, big data. This term gets thrown around all the time, but ask people to define it and you'll struggle to get a definitive answer. Basically, it's a lot of data. Okay, there are a few more factors. You need to consider the volume of data as well as the velocity. For example, if you have a database which gets 30 million new records every day, that means that every month that database grows by 900 million rows. Month 2 would be 1.8 billion rows. That would definitely qualify as big data. A database with 50 million rows, which increases by 1 million every month, is not big data, not even close. The process of doing analysis on 50 million rows versus 1.8 billion rows is very different. Big data will require the use of fancy tools which data scientists use. That big data will need some big computerized brains. Which brings us to number 2 on the list, which is machine learning. Machine learning is a subset of AI. It uses statistical models and algorithms to analyze all of that big data to identify patterns and make predictions. Data science and machine learning go hand in hand. There are a couple of very popular algorithms which you could use. Some of these would be linear regression, KNN, decision tree, random forest. If you're ever in a random forest and you make a decision near a tree, you could be a data scientist. Of course, some people don't like real trees, they prefer artificial ones, which brings us to number 1, artificial intelligence, aka AI. This term gets used very loosely, so I'm going to speak about 2 categories, which is generative AI and AGI. Generative AI is AI which can produce different types of data. This could be text, images, music, vocals, etc. Think of ChatGPT for example. You can ask it to create code for a mobile app you've been thinking of, or if you're like me, you could ask it to commentate on a football match as Barney the dinosaur. There's also DALL-E or DALL-E, I think it's DALL-E, I'm not too sure. Anyway, that thing there, which can create images based on whatever randomness comes out of your head. The next is AGI, which is Artificial General Intelligence. AGI, in simple terms, can do any intellectual task that a human can. Think Skynet in Terminator. This doesn't actually exist yet, but according to many, we are very close. There's a debate about what exactly would qualify as AGI and also whether or not we should be creating it in the first place. If you've ever watched Terminator, you know that didn't work out well for them, but who knows, maybe it'll be great. This is only a small list of the most popular terms currently being used. I'm sure by the end of this video there will be a few more, so what you want to do is like this video, then subscribe and click on the bell notification so that you can be updated on new videos as they get loaded. Also remember to follow us on the socials, and I'll see you next time.